Hey guys, how's it all going? So this video is titled Aspects of a Spell. It is a lesson on magic, a lesson on spell work itself. And again, as usual, I'd like to just put out there, I am a spellcaster, I do tarot readings, I do counseling, I do healing, I do shadow work with clients. If you find yourself in a situation that needs any of that type of help, and spell can cover anything, guys, whether it's a money spell, prosperity spell, opening doors in your career, healing spells, love spells, lust spells, you know, chat to me. We will sort it out one way or another. There are always many, many, many powerful options out there, okay? That, and of course, the chaos course that Indigo, priestess, and myself are working on. We are almost done with it. It'll be available for you guys to purchase really, really soon. It's extremely powerful. Guys, we put a lot of time, energy, and knowledge in there. It's got your sigils, it's got your picks, it's got your step-by-step how to do it. And for those, it's for everyone. Because I understand, and Indigo Priest understands, there are some people who are wary of working with entities of any form. This is chaos magic. There's no entity. It is just you and magic, earth magic, and it is powerful. And attached to it will be attaching vids, step-by-step vids as well. So you'll have the companion vids plus the ebook as well. So anyway, guys, that's coming soon. So aspects of the spell, right? I did a vid on this not so long ago, quite similar. This is just a bit deeper to explain a bit more, because I know there's a lot of guys practicing it now, and I'm excited about it. We're supposed to be. So aspects of a spell, guys, you get your materials, okay, which is important. It plays the part of basically the earth magic element and your focal point of the spell in our physical reality. So you have to have materials in your spell. You can't just, like in the fucking movies, wave a wand in thin air. You got to have a focal point in this reality, in our dimension, which is the physical. So that's where the materials come in, okay? Which is, again, let's say 30 to 40% of the spell, sometimes up to 60%. So again, now you need to ignite the spell with your intent. What is the intention of the spell? The energy which comes purely from you, and if it's working with entity, okay? And then the emotion. So, and then lastly will be your focus and your direction. You can't just like create something and let it fucking go out there. You got to let it know exactly where it's going. And this you might know through work as well. The more you know something, the more you know about the business and the task, the better you seem to work it, right? So same with the spell. The more the spell knows what's happening, where it's supposed to go and why, the better it works. So put that into the spell. Don't just put shit together, light it, and either wish for the best or, okay, Jane Doe, you're going to this and that. And no, put direction there, focus, and your willpower. So your materials, your intent, your energy, and your emotions. Let me try and give an example of this. So if you're doing a breakup spell, you've got your materials there for the breakup spell, the candles representing the targets, okay? Whether it's your dog or your cat there, your grave dirt, rotten meat, rusted nails, broken glass, whatever materials you're using here now, okay, you've got your petition. So that alone is powerful because it's intent. The physical intent is there. Now you want to curse this specific couple, right? So you've got it there. You've got the setup. If you're working with entity, you're doing the invocation now. Entities involved, you involved. Your mind is purely set on the intent of breaking these people up. So your first two aspects are covered. Your materials are covered. Your intent is there. Jane Doe and John Doe is going to break up now. The intent is there. Now the energy which comes from you and entity, you start to pour that in. But the energy is so closely linked to the emotion. Hear me now. You want to break up John Doe and Jane Doe. Entities there. The materials are there. It's set up perfectly. And when I say intent, the spell has already started just by setting it up. Just by setting it up, the spell has already started. But you got to make it powerful now, where the emotion comes in after the intent. So you can't, for example, have hate for these people to an extent where you're doing this spell now. You want them to break up, and you're going into it like fucking, like you're jumping around like a clown, you're smiling, you're happy, like, yeah, Jane Doe, John Doe, fuck you, you're gonna break up, fight. And that's the things you put into the spell. For example, like you want them to break up, you put in there fighting over finance, fighting over home, fighting over this, fighting over that, mistrust, paranoia, cheating. But you can't do that with the inappropriate emotion. You can't be breaking people up smiling and joyous. You might get that emotion as the result, which is fine. That's fair enough. It's your spell. But by having that emotion in the spell, you put in that joy into the spell, which means it's going into and onto the targets. So if they fight and they might be like, hey, I didn't like that. Ah, it's okay, it's cool. Because of your joy, you understand? So if you want them to feel that bitterness, that anger, you have to yourself feel that bitterness, that distrust, that paranoia, that anger, that rage. You've got to put that emotion in. Behind your intent, energy, and materials comes the emotion, which really fuels the spell. Which is why I've said in many of the vids, and I mentioned it in the course we're doing as well, spell work is draining because it is powerful. It is energy. So you want to break up, you got to put up that breakup emotions, that breakup energy into it. And the same goes for all your spells. If it's a love spell, this spell or that spell, you put that same emotion in. If it's a money spell, that feeling you get when you get a fucking raise at work, that's the feeling you need to put into that spell, whether it's for yourself or for a client. That exact emotion must go in. The emotion is the last charging point of your spell. So let's talk a little bit about pre-spell work. Me personally, those who work with me, I normally put a client spell together, time permitting, at least 1 or 2 days before I actually ignite spell. It gives it time to marinate it in its intent, which I said is already there. And once intent is there, the spell itself has already started. Post spell, you have options depending on the spell. Again, if it's a money spell or a love spell, for example, plant the remains somewhere fertile. If it's a curse or a breakup spell, I like to go to a dumping site or at the back of the house, not in the front. Front is welcoming. You want it out. So that is further intent. Your spell starts with intent and your spell work should end with intent. Guys, again, if you need any more in-depth lessons, simply hit me up. And I hope and I trust that by watching my vids, you know what I know what I'm talking about. So if you feel comfortable with me and you need spell work, guys, give me a shout and I'm going to sort you out. Very good.